Good morning and welcome to Wake Up to Wellness with Michelle Christman. And I'm so excited you're with us this morning. We're here to empower you, your friends, your family, and your loved ones to be healthy and well naturally. And the one thing that I absolutely love about health and wellness is that we were born to be healthy. We were made to function at a high level of health and vitality and quality of life. And in today's world, we've become upon more stresses than we can imagine. Broken down into three types: physical, chemical, and emotional. And many people will say to me, but you know what? At the end of the day, how I feel is a very good indication of my health. And I'm here to tell you that that's not only not how the body functions or works at all, but literally how you feel is a very poor indication of your health. And what I'm so excited about today is we're going to be talking to some of the most amazing people in the chiropractic profession. Dr. TJ Neauveau, absolutely a wonderful chiropractor. I can't wait for us to delve into not only how he became a wellness chiropractor, but how it flat out saved his life, and he's on a mission to change the way his community sees and views health. And also, we're going to be interviewing a lady I absolutely love who's changed my life and thousands of chiropractors within the last 10 years. Her name is Deb Martin. And, you know, I'd love to say she's Dr. Deb Martin because I see her as such an vital part of my profession. You are going to learn how she not only puts a smile on everybody's face, but how she's so incredibly motivational. And one of the most profound things that she ever said to me was, you know, oftentimes in our life we get into these moments of woe is me, right? And I remember being out at Total Solutions, which is an amazing program that Chiropractic Leadership Alliance puts on. And she said to me as I was climbing up this pole, we were doing outside exercises, she said, "Can you still be afraid and take one more step? Can you still be afraid and take one more step?" And that was one of the most profound things for me to hear, because at that very moment, I almost gave up taking that next step of climbing on that pole and getting to the very top. And with her help, I not only got to the top of that pole, but it transformed my life. It allowed me to see things not only differently, but also it gave me the faith to know that I can still be afraid and take one more step. And that's one of the things that I've kept with me from that time point on. And I've been grateful and thankful for so many wonderful things to occur in my life. And it's really because of what she does and her whole entire company. We're going to be having an absolutely amazing health and wellness workshop. It's called ADHD in Your Child, which, as you know, my husband's Dr. Evan R. Christman. He's a wellness chiropractor, and we've been in practice for the last 15 years in Bel Air, Maryland, and we own Christman Family Chiropractic, a Creating Wellness Center, and I'm a chiropractic assistant. What I want you to begin to see is in our culture, we not only believe that how you feel is a great indication of our health, but we are taking our most precious commodities, the people we love the most in our lives, and we are putting them on dangerous medications, psychotropic drugs that shrink the frontal lobe of their brains and harden the arteries to their heart. And if you start to think about, what is Michelle talking about? I'm talking about the labeling that we do with our children with ADHD. We're going to be having an amazing workshop called ADHD in Your Child at Brooms Bloom Dairy off of 543 in Bel Air, Maryland. This is going to be Monday, February the 18th at 7 p.m. And I want to read something to you. This is the latest research that's come out, and this is one of the very few times I actually read something from paper, but I'm going to do this now because I want you to understand the research that is going on. Many people believe ADHD, you know, that it's a disability in their health. However, I see this as a strength and a wellness-based approach to not only them becoming healthy and well, but learning to see that their life is a miracle. And the latest research is saying that 9 out of 10 young children with moderate to severe ADHD continue to experience serious, often severe symptoms and impairment long after their original diagnosis. This study was published February the 11th in the Journal of the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry. It's the largest long-term analysis to date of preschoolers with ADHD. And this is showing us the symptom severity scores did not differ significantly between the more than 2/3 of children on medications and those off medications. Specifically, 62% of children taking ADHD or taking anti-ADHD drugs had clinically significant hyperactivity and impulsivity, compared with 58% of those children not taking medications. Parents, what we are doing in the past, teachers, what we've been doing in the past, it does not work. It's a flawed model, and it is setting our system not only up for failure, but our children up for a path that not only creates a breakdown in their health and their vitality, but I want you to begin to see that it also changes their creativity and the way they view and see their life. I can't wait for you to talk to Dr. TJ Neauveau, because he's going to open your mind to how your health can greatly improve and how what we do has flat out changed his life. And Deb Martin's going to not only be that sunshine in our life today, but she's a part of not only CLA, but the SHINE program. And I can't wait for you to learn more about this. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll talk to you real soon.
Christman Family Chiropractic, a creating wellness center located at 2310 Churchville Road, Suite C in Bel Air, is enhancing lives through the power of a chiropractic adjustment. As a licensed chiropractor in Maryland and Pennsylvania, Dr. Evan Christman can correct damage from years of lifestyle stresses while educating you to maintain good health for your lifetime. A dedicated professional with a very special focus on children with learning differences and autism, Dr. Christman treats people of all ages: newborn babies, children, pregnant women, families, seniors, and professional golfers. Isn't it time for you to reclaim your life? Take your first step toward health and vitality today. Call Christman Family Chiropractic, a creating wellness center, at 410-734-4060 and let their experienced staff show you how to restore the flow of life. 410-734-4060 or check them out at restorelifeflow.com.
Welcome back to Wake Up to Wellness with Michelle Christman, and I'm so excited you're with us this morning. We're here with Dr. TJ Neauveau, absolutely amazing chiropractor. Dr. TJ, welcome to Wake Up to Wellness with Michelle Christman.
Good morning, Marilyn.
Thank you. I love that. I need to have you fly down here to Aberdeen, Maryland, just to have you on every single week.
Yeah, and congrats to your Ravens.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, Dr. TJ, tell me, how did you become a chiropractor? What was that life-saving story?
Originally, my mother has had back problems her entire life, and she seeked out chiropractic care after a new chiropractor had moved to our town. And unfortunately, for her, she had a congenital defect that is called piriformis syndrome, where your sciatic nerve runs through the belly of your piriformis muscle, and it caused a lot of pain. It still causes her a lot of pain, and she's been through several surgeries since then. But down that path, I was introduced to chiropractic because she took me to her chiropractor.
Oh, cool.
And I found it interesting, what they were doing. And along the way, I had never, the doc that we had went to, he kind of took care of some back pain. I had some back pain issues.
Okay.
Everybody knows back pain
right.
is a chiropractic problem. But when you don't know about innate in the subluxation in the adjustment, then you don't fully understand the true potential of chiropractic, in my mind.
Isn't that the truth? And many people don't get that connection, and that's why I'm so grateful and thankful to have you on.
Yeah.
Tell me really quickly, what is a subluxation and what is innate?
Innate intelligence is that power inside your body that creates your body, but also is the power that allows, to control and coordinate and heal. It's the power that allows you to take a deep breath of air in, for me to talk, to walk around my office while I'm talking to you, to wave my hands around as if I'm talking to somebody and not the telephone. And
awesome.
It's that power that beats my heart at the same time. It's that power that just is, I don't know.
It allows you to heal.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's too innate is somewhat of one of those subjects. It's just too powerful. You know, you lose words as you're talking about it.
You know, it's interesting because I liken it to a cell phone. You know, that energy that, you know, if you have that proper energy, then the cell phone can function and you can hear the conversation. And many people get that when that cell phone is lost because of interference in that communication system, you lose that message. And that is what innate intelligence is. It's that nerve system allowing the body to do its job, which is controlling every single organ, tissue, and cell. And innate sends those signals and messages to the brain and back again so your organs can do their job and the body can heal. So, Dr. TJ, tell me, you know, what was that moment in your life where you said, like, man, I got to be a chiropractor?
It was after the back pain went away. I got the interest in that, and then it just flew from there. And then I met my mentor and my friend, Dr. Michael Ritchie, who's a chiropractor in my town. My other doctor had retired in the meantime, and he taught me about innate in the subluxation and the adjustment. And through a corrective care plan, him and I were able to, you know, work on getting rid of a lot of things in my life. When I was younger, I grew up in northern Michigan, and I'm in the Great Lakes Bay. That's where my office is at, Saginaw, the Tri-Cities of Michigan. And I grew up in northern Michigan, and there was not many chiropractors up there. In fact, when I grew up as like a kid, there was no chiropractor in the town that I lived in.
Oh, wow.
Therefore, my parents had no idea what, you know, there was no way, because you got to drive 30 minutes to get to a Walmart in any direction, you know.
Oh, wow.
Like, yeah. And so, we met and we got together, and he taught me all this. And as we went on, I looked back and I said, you know, I started playing sports in college and all this other stuff and exercising, and I realized that when I was 7 years old, I was sucking on inhalers to the point I was 17 years old or so. Oh, wow. And I looked back and I realized that I don't take inhalers. I don't take medication anymore. I can play a whole game of lacrosse, which is, you know, a running game, and not be winded, you know.
So wait a second. So through being adjusted, you, from what I'm gathering, you had asthma. You aren't taking the inhalers anymore. You can actually go and play a game of lacrosse. I grew up, my brother played lacrosse for Calvert Hall in Baltimore. So I know that's a running game. So you're telling me that through being adjusted through chiropractic that you not only, you know, don't have asthma anymore because your lungs are functioning at a higher level and you're not taking those meds. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. Exactly. When I was 7 years old, I used to suck on a nebulizer.
Oh,
and
wow.
Everybody knows what that machine is.
Yeah.
And there was no way of, you know, there was no one to tell my parents that there was another option, you know. Yeah. There was, you know, that's where I see my purpose in life. I have to go out and tell people that there's another option, because if you think about it, you know, where would my life have been if someone was there to tell, you know, Mom and Dad, hey, you know, your 7-year-old could get help.
You know what? And I've got to tell you, I remember a long time ago, Dr. Patrick Gentempo, one of our mentors, said, you know, and I'm sure he laughs when I say this, but I remember being at Total Solution. Have you been to Total Solution yet with CLA? No, but I have been looking into substations and stuff. So yeah, I hope, my hope and prayer is that you invest in that. I got to tell you, one of the most amazing things we've ever done for our practice, and I can hook you up with one of my good friends there, Ann. But anyway, I remember listening to one of his late night talks and classes we were in, and he didn't say it in these words, but essentially what I got out of it was, if you don't get out there and tell people what chiropractic is, what the real message of health and life is, you're a loser. And I thought to myself, man, I guess this guy's right, because the reality is, you know, if I hadn't started dating my husband and watched these amazing changes in people's lives, and it sounds like you the same. You know, if you had somebody in your community like yourself, Dr. TJ, who understands the power of the body, who doesn't have asthma anymore, who can go play games, who doesn't have to take these dangerous meds, you know, Dr. TJ, you have the voice and the power within you to change thousands and thousands and thousands of people's and children's lives. So tell me, what's that next step for you? If, within the next minute, what's the takeaway with you being a chiropractor, really wanting to stand up in your community? What's the takeaway? What's going to make that mom or that dad hear your voice so that they walk through your front door and walk through thousands of other chiropractors' front doors to change their families' lives?
It's going to just take getting the message out there, I think. I mean, if we treat 2% of the population on a given day. I believe that's what people like Bragg Lowacki say, and it's not because people don't want to come to us. It's because they don't know what we're capable of, or what the body is capable of, and how we can release the power of the body. And it's getting that message out there to tell folks the power of the nervous system and the power inside you that made you when you were a child.
Isn't that the truth? And, for many people, and I've said this a million times, the first organ created when we were conceived, when we were made, is the neural streak, which is your central nerve system.
Yep,
literally controls
weeks, right?
every organ, tissue, and cell. Mm-hmm. And Dr. TJ, that is what you are turning back on so the body can heal every single time you adjust. Dr. TJ, I want to thank you so much for your time. What's the final message for us?
For you?
Yep.
The power that heals the body makes the body.
Isn't that the truth? Hey, you are wonderful, Dr. TJ. If people are in your area listening, how can they reach you?
If they are in my area listening, you can reach me at 989-402-1320. You can come through that door and talk to me, and I'll talk right back to you.
That sounds wonderful. Too. And how do they reach you on Facebook as well?
They can like my chiropractic practice. You could just search Neauveau Chiropractic, and then if you'd like to add me as a Facebook friend, I'm always willing to take, open-minded people as Facebook friends.
That sounds awesome. So. Spell your last name just so that we get it right. It's Dr. TJ
Neauveau, N-E-V as in Victor, E-A-U.
Dr. Neauveau. And listen, thank you so much, Dr. TJ. I can't wait to have you back on. Your story is absolutely transformational, and my hope and prayer is that you get out there and not only empower your community, but also stand up and be the guy, the amazing chiropractor I know you are, so you can change thousands of people's lives. And we're going to take a quick commercial break. I can't wait for you to meet Deb Martin from Chiropractic Leadership Alliance and Shine. Absolutely amazing lady. And thank you, Dr. TJ.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Christman Family Chiropractic, a creating wellness center located at 2310 Churchville Road, Suite C in Bel Air, is enhancing lives through the power of a chiropractic adjustment. As a licensed chiropractor in Maryland and Pennsylvania, Dr. Evan Christman can correct damage from years of lifestyle stresses while educating you to maintain good health for your lifetime. A dedicated professional with a very special focus on children with learning differences and autism, Dr. Christman treats people of all ages, newborn babies, children, pregnant women, families, seniors, and professional golfers. Isn't it time for you to reclaim your life? Take your first step toward health and vitality today. Call Christman Family Chiropractic, a creating wellness center, at 410-734-4060 and let their experienced staff show you how to restore the flow of life. 410-734-4060 or check them out at restorelifeflow.com.
Good morning and welcome back to Wake Up to Wellness with Michelle Christman. I'm so excited you're with us. We're here to empower you, your friends, your family, and your loved ones to be healthy and well naturally. And the one thing that I absolutely love about health is that you were made to be well. And with listening to Dr. TJ Neauveau, he is such an amazing, amazing guy. Imagine your child that has been on inhalers for most of their life. Imagine your child that has asthma. Most people think to themselves, at the end of the day, well, I've got to put my kid on meds. Well, the reality is when that body functions at a high level of health and vitality, it has no choice but to be healthy and well naturally. And that's the absolutely amazing message of not only health, but chiropractic. one of the things that I want you to really begin to see in health and in life is that there are always people that help you down the path of being the best and the healthiest you could possibly be. And for me, that is and has been one of the most amazing people that I've met in my life. And her name is Deb Martin. And she's from Chiropractic Leadership Alliance and also from the Shine program. And Deb, welcome to Wake Up to Wellness with Michelle Christman.
Oh, Michelle, good morning. I am so excited. I can't even tell you. And I'm looking at you online, and you look as gorgeous as ever.
Well, thank you. You know, you are such a ray of sunshine, and you always look fabulous as well. You know, it's sort of an inside joke, but Deb is the biggest Giants fan you'd ever want to have, and she makes the most amazing giant teenies. So, you know, if you're ever in her area, make sure you meet her to have one. They're the best. So, Deb, you know, as I've been saying throughout this show, you know, you have been one of those people in my life that have been a person that has positively empowered me to be even better, to change and stand up to be a better person than I am already. But I remember that moment where you said, can you still be afraid and take one more step? Tell me, who are you? I mean, how can you have the ability to change thousands of people's lives, chiropractors' lives? And I got to tell you, for me, I'm kind of stubborn, but you really changed my life as well. How do you do that? Who are you?
Well, you know, I think it's about, it has to be about passion, and it has to be about leaving a legacy, you know, because you have, you know, the day that you're born and the day that you die, and then you have that dash in between. What do you do with that dash, and how do you make this universe and this world a better place when you're here? I believe that that's why we're all here, and it just is just to leave the world a better place than before you got here. I think that that's so important. And you know, I just see so many sad people out there, and when I smile at them, you know, sometimes they smile back, sometimes they look down. You know, you just have to put it out there. You just have to put it out there, you know, and it's just little things. Like yesterday, I happened to be in the supermarket, and there was this, she had to be in her 40s, late 40s, and she was a minority person. She must have been new to the area, and she was standing at the deli counter, and no one was waiting on her. And now they're calling numbers. So I leaned over to her, and I said, you know what, you need to go get a number. Do you have a number? And she said, or ticket. And she said, oh, no. And so I went over and got one for her, and I gave it to her. And then I thought to myself, you know what? I was maybe 5 numbers ahead of her. And I said, you know what? You've been standing here a long time. You know, take my number and I'll take yours. And not only did it make me feel good, it made her feel good. And when you do that for another person, you can't help but feel amazing about yourself, that, again, you made the world a little bit better place. And you know what? Maybe she was a little jaded about people, you know, and now she had this person who she didn't know who just did this act of kindness. And then hopefully she will take that and turn around and you know, do an act of kindness herself. We just need to be kind. It's nothing to give someone a hug. It's nothing to give someone a smile. It's nothing to give, you know, someone just a little bit of encouragement. But you know what? It's a little nothing, but it's a lot of something.
Isn't that the truth? And I've got to tell you, you know, you've given me a tremendous amount of encouragement over the years. I've known you for a very long time. Now, you have been a part of a wonderful, wonderful group called Chiropractic Leadership Alliance. They have been like the tops in our profession of empowering people to do things in a way that, you know, leaves a legacy, that teaches them to stand up and be the people that they should be, you know, be those stars or those sunshines or those people that stand in line and give them, you know, that card so that they can be there a little, you know, save a little bit of time and make them feel happy. You're also a part of the Shine program. And Dr. Evan and I have been taking care of children with learning differences and autism for the last 15 years. That's been our passion. Now, tell me a little bit about Chiropractic Leadership Alliance and tell me a little bit more about Shine, because I'm really interested in our community understanding not only how much we have benefited from what you all do, but how you have benefited so many people that have impacted millions of people throughout the world.
Absolutely. I had the pleasure of working with Dr. Ned Hollowell, but I'll go back a little bit. Working with Dr. Patrick Gentempo, who, as Michelle just so wonderfully said, is a mentor, one of the mentors of hers, and he has, for the past 18 years, has headed up the Total Solution Program and also CLA, the Chiropractic Leadership Alliance. In the last year, the company has changed hands. But as Michelle said, he's influenced so many people's lives in a very, very positive way. He, probably about 2 years ago, met Dr. Ned Hollowell, who is the renowned expert on ADHD, has it himself, doesn't regard it as a, quote-unquote disease or a condition, regards it as a trait. And basically what he's found, because he has ADHD himself, he's 63 years old, so he's dealt with it for 63 years, he realized that the thing about ADHD, again, it's a trait, so it's not a negative. Let's turn it into a positive, which I was saying earlier. You can always find that silver lining. But what he says is not only it's a trait, but, when he sees patients, he basically says to them, listen, this isn't a negative. This is a positive. You are creative and you're strong and your brain just works a little bit differently than other people's brains. It's like you have a Ferrari brain but you have bicycle brakes.
I love that.
Yes. I know, it's so true, and he says it with those little dimples. He's the cutest man alive, but next to my husband, of course. But he said it, and when he said that, it just like a bell went off. So Dr. Ned and Dr. Gentempo put together. They happened to meet. Like nothing's a coincidence, right, Michelle? So they happened to meet at a conference where they were both speaking separately, and it was kind of like, hey, what do you do? Hey, what do you do? And it was just so, pun intended, in alignment with what chiropractors do. It's all about the neurological system. So they created SHINE, Special Help Integrating Neurological Experience. And isn't that what it's about? You live your life through your nervous system. So that was just an incredible thing. And so they've developed this program which kind of marries Dr. Hollowell's expertise and celebrity along with, Dr. Gentempo and Dr. Fletcher and Dr. Kira Bailey, the clinical implementation of chiropractic. So it's just, it's as I said, it's a marriage of the two. And, chiropractors have a tough time having people understand what we do, because I feel like I'm so much of a part of the profession, what we do to save lives. And to have this doctor here who's been on Dr. Oz and who's been on Good Day America and who's been on, 60 Minutes and all these other amazing shows, and his celebrity, gives his celebrity to the chiropractic profession to use is an amazing tool, because if you go into, say, a school system or the PTO, the Board of Education, and say, listen, I would want to do a seminar on ADHD, and I would very, very much like, you to learn more about Dr. Ned Hollowell. And 9 times out of 9 times, I won't even say 10, 9 times out of 9 times, doctors outside of the chiropractic realm, they know Dr. Ned Hollowell because he is an expert. So it gives chiropractors a way into the schools to spread this message. And I had heard you, I took notes all over the place while you were talking to TJ, and hi out there, TJ. He talking about this and talking about getting out of your community or getting out into your community. It is the most important thing to let people know. 2 weeks ago, we had a symposium or kind of a town meeting, standing room only in a beautiful chapel. And Dr. Hollowell not only spoke to chiropractors, he spoke to teachers and he spoke to parents and he spoke to kids. And we were talking about the Shine for Doctors program, and there were so many people. I was wearing a Ask Me About Shine button, and these parents and teachers ran back to me and said, oh my gosh, no one told us. No one told us that this was available. I don't want to put my kid on drugs. I put my kid on drugs and he's lost that sparkle in his eyes. One of the CAs who was at this conference said to me, please, please, please talk my doctor into buying the Shine program because my 6-year-old is on drugs and this just breaks my heart. A week and a half ago, he told me he wants to commit suicide. We are killing our children with drugs. And the reason this is happening is not that they're bad parents. They just don't know.
Yep.
So, so I said to myself, you know what? Shame on me for not helping and assisting more chiropractors to get out in the community and make a difference, because this is something that the parents want and need to know. They are chomping at the bit for this. So you know what? Get off your patooties and get out there in your community, whether you talk about health, whether you talk about Shine, whether you talk about ADHD. Everyone needs to know that there's a non-medical intervention that's out there and available for them that works.
Deb, you're totally right.
Zero side effects.
In our practice, we have set up ADHD in your child workshops and autism workshops. We're going to be joining Shine program as well within the next few weeks. Anne's already sent me the paperwork. But I want you to begin to see this. In our community, we're not only investing in every single month workshops for our community at Brooms Bloom Dairy, the latest cutting edge information, so that, like Deb said, you don't have to put your kid on these dangerous medications. We're here to empower you to be healthy and well naturally. And Deb, one last, what's your final takeaway in a few seconds?
It is, my final takeaway would be, one, I have to make raisin teenies for you now. That's the first thing. And the second thing would be, you know what? Just go out and make someone's day today. Smile at someone. Touch someone's arm. Open a door for someone. Pick up a package of an elderly person that you see having a hard time. It's just do something positive, please, for somebody today. And not only will it make you feel wonderful, it'll make that person feel spectacular as well, and they'll play it forward.
Isn't that great? Listen, Deb Martin, thank you so much with CLA and Shine program. I definitely want to have you back on. And tune in live every Saturday from 8:30 till 9 in the morning with Wake Up to Wellness with Michelle Christman on WAMD 970, WYRE 810, WKHZ 1460, and you can watch us live on www.khztv.com. Take great care of your health, and we'll see you soon.